Alafu alikuwa anatundanganya ati atatupatia upresidency. Na yeye alidanganya baba na yeye hakutupatia. Si yeye alikuwa na nguvu yote ya kutupatia. Na tulishinda. Uchaguzi iliibwa hapo kwa mkono yake na yeye anaona na hakutusaidia. Kwa hivyo sasa tunamuomba atuache Uhuru sisi tufanye vile tunataka sisi, ODM asiinterfere na sisi. Awache kuinterfere na chama chetu. Awache kuinterfere na members wetu. Awache kuingilia mambo ya Azimio. Mambo ya Azimio ilikuwa ni ODM, na hiyo ODM tulitoka wakati tulianza hii broad based arrangement na Ruto.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, guys, for your greatest support. Now, fellow Kenyans, it is not right for us to lie to ourselves that everything is okay. Hakuna haja kabisa tujifanya kwamba kila kitu kiko sawa, ila hali sisi sote tunajua kwamba everything is not fine. For those who are supporters of ODM, I want to tell you something. For those who are great supporters of ODM, and you've been supporting ODM, up to now you're still supporting ODM. In fact, you are the guys who are making a lot of noise that Edwin Sifuna amewasumbua kwa muda. Sasa Edwin Sifuna anapaswa kuondoka kwenye chama cha ODM. I want to tell you this without any fear of contradiction, that I think there is a mistake that has been done, and Edwin Sifuna was like let me say that orange ODM, yes, ni chungwa, and Sifuna together with Raila Odinga were like the juice inside that orange. What normally happens when you're eating mango or a or an orange, and then you squeeze the juice outside the fruit? What normally happens? You know, what gives a fruit or what gives an orange taste is the juicy part of it. So when you remove the juice, when you squeeze out the juice and you make sure that the juice is out of that orange, then automatically that orange will be tasteless. Hata ukikula hiyo chungwa utasikia ladha yake, kwa sababu you already taken out what makes the component that makes the orange tasty. And that is exactly what has happened. ODM, once Raila Odinga died, that is a section of the juicy part of ODM had been squeezed. Now, Edwin Sifuna was another part of another section of the orange, of the juicy part of the orange that remained. That suppose these people knew this, then they could have made sure that at least wamelea this juicy part of the orange to make sure that hiyo ladha yote haijaisha. But now the mistake that they've done, they've decided that okay, ile juicy part ingine ilishaenda, wacha tutoe ingine, wacha tutoe kila kitu basi. And that I can tell you for a fact that you see, the moment these people announced that wamemtoa Edwin Sifuna, that was the moment that ODM imekufa.
Constituted organs, having deliberated on matters relating to the conduct of the Secretary General, Senator Edwin Sifuna, the NEC resolved to remove him from office with immediate effect in accordance with the party constitution and applicable laws. Effectively, the Deputy Secretary General, Honorable yours truly, Catherine Omanyo, will act in this position until a substantive holder of the position is elected. The NEC reaffirmed ODM's commitment to democratic governance, constitutionalism, social justice, and the pursuit for a broad-based, inclusive, and reform-oriented government that reflects the will and aspirations of the Kenyan people. Issued at Mombasa this 11th day of February 2026.
Thank you. Tuache kudanganyana. Let us tell, you know, I liked saying the truth. Let us tell these guys the truth. That right now, hiyo ODM, hiyo chama imebaki chama ya Wajaluo. ODM, mimi sikudanganya, hakuna haja kudanganyane. ODM has remained to be a Luo party, and there is nothing that can make a difference. It is now a Luo party, and that Luo party consists of Gladys Wanga, Peter Kaluma, John Mbadi, consists of Junet Mohammed, consists of Oburu Odinga, and very few people like Simbarati. The very few people who are feeling like Edwin Sifuna is a threat to them. So right now, say wako free. Right now ODM imeuzwa kabisa. But that is not a problem. That is not my problem. My problem is this. Oburu Odinga is one of the most confused people that I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm saying this because today, after firing Edwin Sifuna, I don't know whether it was before or after where the delegate meeting in Mombasa, Oburu Odinga himself said that a lot of people misinterpreted what he told Kithure Kindiki, or what he said, that ODM is not interested in becoming either the president or the deputy. They're not either interested in the presidency or in deputy position. He said that people misinterpreted what he said. And I want us to clearly listen to what Oburu Odinga said in front of Kithure Kindiki, when he was telling Kithure Kindiki that kwamba Kithure Kindiki, wewe usiogope, usikuwe na shida kwa sababu we are not interested in that position. This is what Oburu Odinga said to Kithure Kindiki.
Lakini as we move forward, we are not going to look for less. Lakini deputy president, usifikiria ya kwamba tunataka kiti yako, tunataka kukufukuza. Please, you are our friend, but as we negotiate, we are going to negotiate what our people deserve. We are going to negotiate what our party deserves. Our party is not a Jaluo party. It is a party for the whole of Kenya. And therefore, we are going to negotiate fairly. We don't want tribal parties. Hatutaki tribalists kuongeza nchi yetu. So we are going to negotiate, and we are not going to take anybody's share. We are only going to make sure that everybody gets their fair share in the national cake.
And now, fellow Kenyans, this is now what Oburu Odinga is saying. This is what Oburu Odinga said today concerning the position that ODM wants in the government.
Kuna kitu ingine watu wengine wali misinterpret. Walisema ati mimi nilisema ati sisi hatutaki kiti cha deputy president. Hiyo kiti ya deputy president ndio tunalenga sana. Hiyo ndio tunalenga. Ile kitu ambaye mimi nilisema ya kwamba huyo deputy president hatuna nini chuki na yeye kwa binafsi. Yeye binafsi hatuna maneno naye, lakini hiyo kiti ni kiti ya public. Election ikifanyika,
Emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Asante. Sasa kumalizia, mimi nataka kuomba huyo mzee.
I want us to talk about this, and I want to say this, that you see right now, kuna watu wachache sana wenye wanaenda kufuata ODM. ODM has remained a village party that nobody is even interested in. Kwanza nimeona imagine Winnie Odinga is saying, you know, that statement, those words, they are very few words, but they carry a lot of weight. Winnie said that it is not well. Those statements, you know, they might look few, but they carry a lot of weight. I'm saying this because we have to remember this. We have to remember that when Raila Odinga was still alive, kama Raila Odinga mwenyewe ndio hangeweza kufukuza mtu yeyote. Leave alone Edwin Sifuna, because the relationship between Edwin Sifuna and Raila Odinga, that one was of another level. Raila Odinga mwenyewe hangeweza kufukuza mtu yeyote kwenye chama. Right now what is happening is that yule mtu ambaye hangeweza kuondolewa kwenye chama cha ODM na Raila Odinga mwenyewe, the founder of ODM party, ameondolewa na wenye wamekuja kuharibu ODM. Penye Raila yuko sasa hivi, Raila is really weeping. Raila is really crying because he knows that ile chama yenye alifanyia kazi hiyo muda yote sasa hivi imeisha. The party has gone. Na William Ruto, hata imagine this party will not even help William Ruto. Unaona jinsi ambavyo wanapiga kelele. This party is not going to help William Ruto at all. This party is not going to help William Ruto because watu wengi wanaenda kutoroka. Majority of the people are going to say that, okay, it is better we will be without any party. Heri tukae bila any political party, but joining William Ruto, supporting William Ruto is a no. Wanapea mtu acting secretary general mtu mwenye hata kusoma shida. Kusoma kila maandishi, kusoma tu zile vitu ambazo zimeandikwa hapo, shida. And then that is the person that now you are saying that has really you found worthy to replace Edwin Sifuna. I know people like Kasmuel are going to be very happy that Edwin Sifuna ameenda, but we also have to understand, and nimeona watu wengi sana, watu kama kina Robert Alai wakisema kwamba Oburu is the party leader and what he says is final. Edwin Sifuna is now the former SG of ODM, and he's even including Ruth Odinga in his statement, na anasema kwamba Ruth Odinga ameona mambo makubwa sana mazito kule upande wa Mombasa. But the truth of the matter is this, fellow Kenyans. Inafikaga wakati mwingine, it reaches a point that as a person, I don't know whether you should say that you let go or not. But for this, I would say that I think Edwin Sifuna has let it go. But now the problem is the confusion, that ile confusion yenye mabaki ODM. Because number one, there is nobody who is doing the oversight. There is nobody who is saying, who is fighting this issue of one term, of the compensation. There is nobody who is fighting this issue of the 10-point agenda. Hawa watu wote wenye wako sasa hivi ni tumbocrats. Hawa watu wote wanaingia, wamejiingiza tu kabisa kwa hii mambo na 10-point agenda. Yaani wamejiingiza kabisa. Hakuna mtu ambaye atafuatilia this issue of the 10-point agenda. That is the truth. There is nobody who is going to follow up for this. There is nobody who is going to follow up for this, and there is literally nobody who is going to care. You understand? I really don't know what you think, but personally, that is just my thought, and my thought is very clear that if there is somebody who has ruined ODM, is Uburu. And do you know what people like Gladys Wanga wanted? Gladys Wanga, Junet Mohammed, people like John Mbadi, people like Kaluma. They wanted somebody that they could ride on. They wanted somebody that they could tell, let us go left, wanaenda left. Let us go right, wanaenda right. And that is exactly why they ran and appointed Oburu as the acting party leader of ODM. And then, after realizing that they still have an obstacle that will prevent them from achieving what they want, because at the end of the day, we all have to agree that our water, they were not, the intentions were wrong. They were not of supporting or of supporting Raila Odinga. Ndio maana unaona Raila Odinga kwa president, because these guys were looking up for themselves. They were not looking up, they want things for themselves, not for Raila or not for the party. Their interest, the interest that they were showing is not the interest of the party, their own interest. You understand? And that is why all these things are happening. Another thing is another thing is very clear here, that baada ya kugundua kwamba they have an obstacle, and the obstacle is Edwin Sifuna, they looked for a way, they will be looking for a better way of doing away with this, so that walete yule mtu ambaye wanaweza wakaongoza, wanaweza wakaambia we, these are how things are supposed to be done here. Because this person that has been brought, tuseme tu kweli, this Busia women rep, does she even understand Does she even know the 10-point agenda? Anaelewa haya mambo yaliandikwa na Edwin Sifuna. I agree that you can sit down, you can read maybe, but then look at what is happening. Let us just say the truth, fellow Kenya. Tuseme tu ukweli. Tusemezane tu ukweli, na penye kuna ubaya tuseme tu hapa napo kumeenda sana. Hapa napo ni hivi na hivi na hivi. You understand? Anyway, fellow Kenyans, I don't have any problem with the party of ODM. Saa hizi imebaki chama chao, wacha wafanye kile ambacho wanataka, lakini ningeomba tu nawe pia uniambie maoni yako kwenye sehemu ya just tell me what you think at the comment section. Do you really think that if ODM is going down, then it's going down because of Oburu Odinga, Gladys Wanga and the people that has been surrounding Oburu Odinga, ama kuna kile ambacho pengine kinaweza kikafanya ODM kisiende? And do you really think that William Ruto is going to need ODM hiyo sana? Because target ya ODM, William Ruto has already achieved what he wanted. He wanted to do away with Edwin Sifuna, and that is exactly what has happened. And you know, I really don't know why these guys didn't learn this thing, that William Ruto is a use and dumb guy. Anawatumia alafu anawatupa, anawatumia alafu anawaacha. Anawatumia alafu akishawatumia anawaacha. So William Ruto ametumia hao watu kufukuza Edwin Sifuna ODM. Because kama kulikuwa na threat ODM ilikuwa Edwin Sifuna. Sasa ndio hiyo ashaenda. Baada ya kuenda, the question is what next for the remaining people within the party? Niambie maoni yako kwenye sehemu ya maoni, mtazamaji. Usikose, na vile vile pia usikose kubonyeza alama ya kujiunganisha ikiwa tunakutana kwa mara ya kwanza, mtazamaji. Nikipenda tukutane kwenye video ambayo inafuata ikiwezekana. Nimekuwa wako Boniface Owino. Kwaheri.
As a party, we have also agreed in the previous Central Committee meetings and also in our National Delegates Conference. We agreed that as a party, we are not in a hurry to say 1 term. We are not in a hurry to say 2 term. We are strengthening our party to prepare ourselves for negotiations. First, we start with our current partners, and as we move on, if we don't agree, we move on to discuss with other formations which are there. Or if there is no agreement with any, we go it alone as ODM. I think that is the position of the party, and I'm very happy with it. That is what we have been pursuing, even though some members and honorable members of the executive, I am not very happy that when we pass resolutions here, some of the members of this committee, some of the members of the Central Committee, who are policy makers of this party, go out to say exactly the contrary of what we have agreed in committees. It is okay if other members of our party exercise democratic right to say what they like. But really it is not right for me as a party leader to go out and shout what was not agreed and what is my own personal view, and I go and say that it is my democratic right. If it is your democratic right, then there is chaos in the country. Democracy does not mean chaos. Democracy must have some discipline. This party is a party like a club. When you join a club, you have to obey the rules of that club. You cannot disobey the rules of the club and you continue to pride yourself that I am the party leader of ODM and yet I contradict everything that ODM is saying officially. If you have anything that you agree with or you disagree with, this is a forum for you as a NEC. Raise those issues here. Let members decide. But once the members have decided, if you are in minority, the minority will have their right to say and the majority will have their way. That is the principle of democracy. The minority have a right to say and the majority have their way. That is why you do elections. If you are in minority, you follow what the majority have decided. That is the cardinal principle of democracy, which I want our party to adhere to, and I'm very disappointed sometimes
We just come here, we agree, and then when we go out, we say something else. I hope some of these issues will be discussed, and I hope that our party will continue to be strong. And I also want to condemn a trend which I have noticed recently. That is the interference of other parties in our party affairs. This thing called Azimio. We are the Azimio. The majority, the strongest party in Azimio was ourselves as ODM. There is nobody who can make a decision in Azimio without concurrence of ODM. And you cannot purport to appoint a new leader of Azimio, excluding and bypassing this party called ODM. If the ODM has not agreed, then there is nothing like a resolution of Azimio. And in fact, Azimio was dead when ODM left it. We left it a long time ago. It is only a formality which we have not performed and which we are going to perform very soon. We are going to exit that moribund organization called Azimio. So somebody should not be floating something which is moribund. He knows he is dead, and you are raising the dead from the grave. We are going to move out of it. I want to end there. My brothers, I was just making an opening speech. I was not here to make a lecture, but I hope that members will discuss freely, will discuss without any restrictions, and we shall make necessary resolutions as we go on. And I thank you all for listening to me. Thank you very much.